Picture this. You're trying to carry groceries inside. One bag cuts off circulation to your fingers, another one is leaking mystery liquid, and suddenly someone starts shaking the bag on purpose. That's what dealing with toxic people feels like. You're already managing life, bills, work, relationships, your own emotions. And here comes someone poking at your nervous system like it's a doorbell they're bored with. Ding, ding, ding. Then they step back and say, "Wow, why are you so sensitive?" Absurd, but familiar. Most women don't wake up dramatic. They wake up regulated until someone decides to test them before coffee. A comment that's just a joke, a tone that's slightly off, a request that somehow feels like a demand. And suddenly your body knows before your brain does. Chest tight, jaw clenched, internal monologue loading. And that's the moment toxic people live for. Here's the part no one really tells you. Toxic people don't want connection. They want control through reaction. They say something sharp, then they wait. They want your face to shift, your voice to change. They want movement because the moment you react, they relax into, "Oh, good, still programmable." Let's be honest. You weren't even angry. You were just pulled into something you didn't ask to audition for. And now you're explaining yourself like you're on trial for crimes against vibes. If this is landing for you, don't go anywhere. Like and subscribe because you need to hang in there. So here's the move, the one that changes everything. And it sounds boring, which is exactly why it works. You stay calm, not fake calm, not "I'm calm, but I'll cry later in the car." Actual calm. Someone says something disrespectful. You pause, not dramatically, not to intimidate, just long enough for them to feel the weight of their own words. Then you say something deeply underwhelming like, "Okay," or or nothing at all. Your face stays neutral. Your voice stays steady. Your energy doesn't rise to meet theirs, and suddenly they malfunction. Let me give you an example. You're at work. A coworker says, "Well, some people just don't handle pressure well." You look at them, pause, noted. Then you turn back to your screen, no argument, no defense. Later that day, they're weirdly polite because now they don't know where your edges are. Calm is deeply unsettling to people who rely on emotional leverage. They were prepared for drama. They wanted the show. Instead, they got silence, and silence forces them to sit alone with themselves, which they hate. Here's why this works. When you react to everything, you're basically handing out a remote control. Press here for guilt, press here for anger, press here for reassurance. Toxic people are excellent at learning patterns, but when the buttons stop working, they stop pressing. Not because they've evolved. Relax, because you're no longer entertaining. And oddly enough, that's when respect begins. Now let's talk about walking away quietly. This is where women struggle because we've been trained to soften exits. We announce, we explain, we over-justify. Stop doing that. Walking away does not require a press release. For example, a family member asks for something unreasonable. Old you explains, justifies, feels guilty for days. New you, "No, I'm not available for that." Silence. And yes, they're uncomfortable, that's fine. Discomfort is not danger. When you apologize for your boundaries, you make them sound optional. When you state them calmly, you make them final. And toxic people test softness. They don't test certainty. Another truth most people don't want to hear. Talking means nothing. Action means everything. Toxic people have heard every warning before. If this happens again, next time you do that, they don't believe you because nothing changes, so stop announcing, start moving. Still there? Cool, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's continue now. Let's talk about revenge. Because yes, we've all imagined it. The perfect sentence, the stunned silence, the moment they finally get it. Here's the truth. Revenge keeps you emotionally employed. Still thinking about them, still reacting, still orbiting their nonsense. Peace fires you from that job. For example, someone wrongs you. Instead of plotting, you move on, you focus on your life, you stop checking their page. Months later, they hear you're doing well. Suddenly, they resurface. That's not coincidence, that's regret. Indifference is the one thing toxic people can't manipulate. You don't need to teach them a lesson. Life does that. Your job is simpler. Protect your peace. Choose yourself. Move forward. Let's circle back. Remember the grocery bags? You don't need to yell at the person shaking them. You don't need to explain why groceries are fragile. You just stop handing them the bag. That's the move. So here's your assignment. Pick one. Just one. Silence, walking away, less access, clear boundaries, real action. Do it once. Watch how fast the energy changes, not because you became colder, but because you became unavailable for disrespect. If this felt a little too accurate, subscribe. If this message shifted something in you, you're in the right place. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.